Hi everyone, this is John from Civil Center. Welcome to our channel. As we know, Civil Center is continuously working with the vision to guide civil engineering student and professional. And for that, we keep making videos on different software and on different topics related to civil engineering field. So we have made a lot of videos on the software, and now it's time to deal with a little bit of the theory. So today we are going to talk about the structural members, and in the structural members, we will specifically talk about beams. Okay, so what are the different structural members in a building? So these are a slab, then we have the beam, then column, then footing, and then there is the fifth one, that is a staircase. Normally we miss the staircase, but don't miss it because it is also taking the load and it is providing the safety to the structure. Now, load transfer theory says that the load will come to the slab first, okay, whether be it a live load or the dead load, then that load will be transferred to the beam, and then that load will be transferred to the column, which will transfer it to the footing, and finally the load will be transferred to the ground. Now, in the whole situation, I have already discussed about the slab in my previous videos. If you have not watched those videos, then I will simply share the link and you can just go ahead and watch them. Now, it's time to discuss about beam. So what is a beam? So beam is a flexural member that takes the transverse load. Now, when it comes to the transverse load, what it is? So let's take an example. Suppose this is a beam and this is supported on both the sides. Now, if a load will act on it, how it is going to act? It will transfer the load like this. Be it a UDL or be it a point load, whatever load it has, it will simply take the load in this direction. Now, when it is taking the load in this direction, you will see that this is the length of the beam, and then this is the longitudinal axis that we are going to talk about. So, longitudinal axis is the one that is passing through the center of the length of a particular member. So, here it is the longitudinal axis. Now, the load is acting in this direction, that means perpendicular to the longitudinal axis. So, such loads are known as the transverse load. Now, what kind of loads this beam will take? So, as I said, this will take the load of the slab according to the load transfer theory, remember? Now, next thing that this will take will be the wall loads. So, if you are going to construct a wall, you are going to construct that just over the beams. There are situations where we also construct the walls on the slab, but normally it should be constructed on the beams because it can easily transfer the load to the ground via the column and the footings. Now, these beams are playing a very important role in the structural stability of any building. Now, what is a beam? That is clear. What are the loads that are going to be on it? That is clear. So that will be a transverse load. Next thing is that if this load will act on it, then what is going to happen? It will generate some internal forces. Now, what kind of internal forces? So those will be bending moment and shear force, but we are not going to talk about that in this episode. Obviously, all the things will be covered, but in the coming episodes of this series. Now, when it comes to the beam, there must be different types of the beams. So according to the use, if it is being constructed on the plinth level, we call it a plinth beam. If it is constructed on the roof level, then we call it just beam. When it is constructed just over the windows, or you can say the doors where they are just taking the load of the walls, or you can say the bricks that are being laid over there, then it is known as lintel. But we have a different perspective of the types of beam also. Now, what is that? So we have differentiated the beams on the basis of the supports. So let's see that. So here you can see beams depending upon how they are supported. So if a beam is supported like this, then it will be known as cantilever beam. That means we have the support on one side and the whole beam is like a hanging. So this will be a cantilever beam. If it is supported on both sides, and that too one end is simply supported, other one is roller support, then that is a simply supported beam. So here in this case, it can be supported like fixed support on both the sides. That is not an issue. Okay. Then there is the overhanging beams. That means the supports are in the middle, but the beam is extended on both the ends. So it is overhanging beam. Then there is a continuous beam. That means it is being supported at the ends as well as in the middle. Okay. Then comes the fixed ended beam. That means it will be a fixed end on both the sides. Now here is the case of cantilever simply supported. That means one of the portion is like hanging like the cantilever. However, it is being simply supported at the end, and another end is the fixed end over here. Now this was the type of the concrete beam depending upon the supports. Now when it comes to the steel beams, we have different types of the beams also. That means this is the T-bar, then we have the L angle, and this is very easy to remember. Why so? Because this is mostly the letters that provides the shape of the beam. So steel beams are easy to remember. So okay, then next we have this, that means the HSS. Then we have the wide flange. This is the extended version of the I-beam, as you can see over here, but this flange is wide over here. So at this portion, this is known as the flange of the beam. Then comes the channel, which is normally in a shape of C, that the letter that we like to write normally. Now when it comes to the cross section, you can just look at the beams like this. So this is the rectangular section, then we have the T section, then we have the I section, then we have the triangular section, then we have circular section, and then the channel X section. Okay, so these are the types of the beam in the steel structures, and on the left you can see the types of the beam based upon the support conditions in case of concrete beams. So guys, I think every point is clear so far. Next comes how we can see the arrangement of the reinforcement in the beam. So for that, you will have to wait till the next video. Till then, take care. And if you want to start your career as a building consultant, then there is a link in the description. Go ahead, watch our free webinar, and you can book a free strategy call with us. Also, if you want to join our professional training, then you can simply register on the link given in the description, and our team will connect with you. Thank you.